Despite being one of the most followed football players ever and is talented enough to be compared to greats like Ronaldinho, Neymar has one of the most toxic and confusing fan base of any professional. But whether that's a result of his own actions or bad media, his career will now and forever be remembered as nothing but a disappointment as he walks down the last path in his career. But why is he so hated in the media? His attitude, that's why. Neymar's attitude has been one of his most problematic traits throughout his career, one that has been closely highlighted in the media for the past few years. Whether it's him randomly kicking the ball at referees, arguing with referees, or with his opponents, he really gets upset when things aren't going his way. If you are a casual fan that's been watching him since his time at Barcelona, you might probably think this is something that he developed while he was there. However, this has been a major problem from much earlier. Since his days at Santos, Neymar was no stranger to confrontation. Even as soon as his second season with the club, he was already making headlines for all the wrong reasons. And although many thought this was something that wasn't a massive issue, it wasn't until a manager got sacked because of it, people started to notice. During a match where he won his team a penalty kick, Neymar got upset because he wasn't the one the manager wanted to take the opportunity. A completely fine reaction to have if you think you deserve a shot at goal, especially as compensation for your efforts. However, Neymar's reaction took a turn for the worse. He not only got disrespectful to the manager, but he was also disrespectful to his team captain. So in an effort to discipline the young Brazilian, probably seeing what's to come in his career, Dorival Jr. asked for a 14-day suspension. He was sacked and replaced. This incident sparked one of the first waves of backlash he ever got up until this point, having fans in the media saying things like this: Neymar is a really arrogant guy. Perhaps the vice president of Santos doesn't know the value of the words education, humility, companionship, and respect for colleagues. He only knows the value of money. With someone else in 2018 added by saying, "They thought the athletic coach talked too much, and today we realize he was right. If they had caught his attention at this time, maybe he would be the best player in the world." It seems now more than ever that Dorival Jr. was right all along, seeing just how many negative news surrounds Neymar's career prior to leaving PSG. But if that wasn't enough of a reason for his reputation, this, along with his playing style, is always a recipe for disaster. There is no doubt that Neymar's playing style is fun to watch, requires skill, and inspire a lot of people to play while enjoying the game. However, showboating during the final minutes of a match, especially while winning, never ends well, especially when your attitude is bad and you're willing to simulate when tackled. Because of this, Neymar's unsportsmanlike reputation started to grow among players, which might have contributed to the amount of tackles that he received during a game. His unsportsmanlike behavior has been documented all the way back to his time at Barcelona, with videos of him either wasting time or doing some unnecessary random tricks while winning. Barcelona manager at the time also agreed when questioned on the subject by saying, "In Spain, such things are not taken kindly, and if I were an athletic player, I would have behaved in much the same way, or even worse. But we have to understand that these things are normal in Brazil." There have been numerous articles on these incidents over the years, where his play has been questioned, labeling them as disrespectful and theatrics instead of playful and creative. But what if this isn't enough to do that much damage to his career? What if Neymar's brand collapse was all due to one tournament? In 2018, Neymar would become one of the most talked about football players in the world, but again for all the wrong reasons. While Mbappe, Ronaldo, and Messi was playing on the highest level in the World Cup, he was going viral on the internet for rolling around on the pitch after every tackle. The Neymar challenge became so famous, quite literally everyone around the world was doing it, while laughing at him as a joke. Neymar has more rolls than the bakery, with another guy adding, Neymar, master of antics and theatrics. The ref knows it, the world knows it. There are even articles that were made saying that if he didn't have a reputation for his play acting before the World Cup, he certainly does now, while also revealing that the Brazilian was on the ground for an incredible 14 minutes before crashing out of the tournament. Seeing that Neymar was the most fouled player at that World Cup, and is easily one of the most fouled players in the world, you would think this should have been a moment of upliftment for the superstar. But he was instead criticized for his over-the-top acting and not knowing when to get serious. This event even sparked comments from Brazilian legend Pelé, who also revealed that this was something that he personally told Neymar to stop doing, while also stating that he should stop making a spectacle when fouled and that he was overdoing it. Even Man United legend Eric Cantona joined in on the fun with this video.
This is my new luggage. I called it Neymar, because of the color, but mainly because of this. You barely touch it, and it turns round and round for hours. By the way, Neymar, you are a great player and a great actor. If you are hit on your right shoulder, you cannot be crying in pain holding your left cheek.
These are some of the reasons why Neymar's reputation is so bad among colleagues and the media. But what if I told you if he only changed one thing, his entire career would have been so much different? He just had to smile. This guy is easily one of the most beloved players in the world, and it's not because he is the best in his position or the best on his team, it's just because he looks happy. Almost every single time he shoots the ball, he's smiling, which makes his fans smile. Because this person is not only living out his dreams, he's doing it in a sport that millions are passionate about. This sentiment towards him is extremely common among the casuals, seeing that he's always left with comments like these. Leao is a great guy. The way he smiles when he shoots makes my day. You know that hits when the guy who is always smiling stops smiling. Now, Ronaldinho theatrics weren't as controversial as Neymar, or the amount of dives that he did throughout his career. But even if you did see Ronaldinho diving, I'm willing to bet you wouldn't be able to even help yourself but to laugh, or it wouldn't be something that you commit to memory. A nice personality and a smile goes a long way, especially when you're playing Brazilian football. It's quite literally the difference between a defender trying to hurt you and one that will laugh with you after a tackle. This is the main difference between Ronaldinho and Neymar, and why they are treated so differently despite being the same player. One of them just happened to spread the love of the game through his passion to play, when the other one didn't. To prove this point, here is someone saying that he likes Ronaldinho for the same thing that he says taints Neymar's legacy.
And nobody can deny the fact that not only was he special on the field, he was also special off the field.
Yep.
He enjoyed himself and he enjoyed his career. Some people think, well, what might have been if he hadn't partied as much as he did? Perhaps partying was very much of what allowed him to express himself in the field the way he did.
You cannot ignore it. He has been, in some ways, his own worst enemy. When Neymar is at his best, there is no defender in the world that can stop him. He's the only one that stops himself, and not because of a lack of talent, but because of decisions that he makes off the field.
Ronaldinho is and will always be praised for the same thing that Neymar will be judged for, despite who you think is better or who underachieved more. For me, greatness was always within Neymar's reach. All it really took was a smile.